I'm recording this from a luxury hotel lobby again in Wrocław, Poland. I have people staring at me, smiling, feeling pretty good. This is going to be a fun episode, even though the title is very dramatic. The title is 3 Ways to Not Be Effed Over. And these 3 ways are basically my rules for life now, my rules for business and my rules for life. They're 3 very simple rules. And if you're a frequent listener of the show, you know that my belief is if you find one thing that you like and you stick with it for years, you will have an oversized success, and that everything that you do compounds on each other. But if you bounce around from opportunity to opportunity, then you're more likely to fail. And what I found is the more talented you are and the more successful you are, more people will try to get a piece of that success and draw you into things that are going to waste your time. And unlike money, you can't make time back. And so the definition of not being effed over in this episode is really not wasting your precious, precious time. So here are the 3 rules, very simple rules. My life philosophy, I am sharing my it's not my full life philosophy, but it's a good business life philosophy. I think it's very useful. Some people may disagree. And if you do disagree, let me know. Send me an email or tweet at me on Twitter. All right, number 1, the number 1 most important thing. Be your own party. Have your own mission that you stick to. This is the defining thing for the rest of the 2. I have found that if you have your own mission, if you have a goal that you are working towards every day and you wake up and you have a North Star, 1, you will be happier. You will be a happier person. Life will be more exciting because you are constantly building towards that goal. But 2, people will feel your sense of purpose. And they will feel FOMO being around you. They will want to be part of that. There are few things as powerful as somebody with a dramatic sense of purpose, somebody who is driven towards a goal. So being your own party means having something that you care about, that you are working towards every day, having a mission that you care about, that you are working towards every day. And if you have that, the rest of the things will fall into place. So that's number 1. Number 2, a very simple one. If you're doing stuff for other people, where possible, and oftentimes it actually is possible, get the money up front. I know lots of friends who do consulting who have been effed over by clients who didn't pay them or who paid them really late. And they had so much stress. And in some cases, they took on expenses of their own, which they didn't get paid back. I've never had that problem because I will not consult somebody if I'm not getting paid up front. And sure, I miss some opportunities because of that. But I never feel the distracting stress that comes with trying to get payment from people. A belief that I have is that drama and stress is distracting from number 1, which is be your own party, have your own mission. You want to reduce the stress and anxiety and drama that you have in your life so you can focus more on your mission, on the overall goal that you are sticking to. And things that distract me from my mission are like poison to me. It's like a sickness, and I want to get it out of my body. So if I even sense that something is going to be a negative distraction, it's going to cause drama in my life, anxiety in my life, I will keep it away from me, even if there's a potential reward. Because the best reward I can get is continuing to work daily on something that I like, that I believe in, that I know will get huge over time. So number 2 is get the assets up front where possible. Like I said, this rule doesn't apply to everything, but it applies for lots of things. If you disagree with this one, let me know too, because I'm sure some people will. But if you know anybody who does consulting, you probably know people who have been screwed over and who have scars because of that. In fact, when I was learning SEO, I was starting by doing SEO for other people. And one of the first things that I learned about taking on clients is always get paid up front. Always. And I read that, it made so much sense, and I made it a personal rule. It's like crazy how many people will try to scam you for your time and your services. That actually brings us to number 3. Number 3 is don't take on a lot. Say no very often. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, let's say you're working on one thing and it's not getting traction as fast as you thought. You'll be tempted to bounce around to different opportunities rather than sticking with that one thing, which basically is the equivalent of playing the lottery, because you're hoping that by bouncing around to opportunity after opportunity, one of those opportunities will have an outsized success. But the greatest shortcut is the long cut. And you're so much more likely to have crazy success by just sticking with that one thing, building it over time, than you are wasting your time bouncing from opportunity to opportunity. And in the time that it would take to get that one thing to be successful, you're less likely to find equivalent success bouncing from opportunity to opportunity. So don't take on a lot. Say no often. When you have number one going for you, when you have your own mission that you stick to, people are going to try to give you opportunities or pull you into things or use your time, selfishly use your time and your resources and trick you. And say no often, because the best thing that you can do is to stick to your own mission. Stick to your own thing that you believe in. There are few people who can do many things at once and do them well. I just finished Elon Musk's biography. He's able to do so many companies at once because he develops processes within each company and has a huge team under him. If you can start a new company and you just have people who can come in and do all the important things for you and you just oversee things, that's different. If you're an advisor to several different companies, that's very different. But if you're trying to build several companies yourself, that's very hard. And so the easiest thing that you can do is say no to building a lot of companies yourself, though you can advise on several companies. And if they're not your companies and you have a number one and you have a guiding mission, get paid up front. But advising is different from building. Advising on several opportunities, that's cool. I do that. Building on several opportunities, very difficult. There's an important distinction. So don't take on a lot where it requires you to actually put in real work. Say no to those things often as you can, because you want more time to focus on the number one, on your guiding mission. So these are my 3 rules. Pretty simple rules. Like I said, I found that the more I have going for me, the more people will try to pull me into things which are just large distractions. And ultimately, the best shortcut is the long cut. It's really an amazing feeling. Somebody sent me a legit opportunity just yesterday, said, you might be interested in this, sent me an investor deck. I skimmed it. I'm like, thanks for thinking of me. And then that was it, because I know that it will be a distraction. And the best thing that I can do is to just focus on my mission. Focus on growing my brand. That's my mission right now. Making videos about marketing that get tons of views, growing this podcast, growing my newsletter, growing the brand, growing the top of mind awareness, building the SEO funnels. I love building the SEO funnels. That's, for me, the most fun thing to focus on and the most important thing to focus on is growing that funnel. And anything that distracts me from that, poison. So keep the poison out of your body, take in only the good stuff, and you won't be effed over. These are my 3 ways to not be effed over. I hope you find this as valuable as I do. I hope you find these 3 things as valuable as I do. And if you've ever been effed over, let me know as well. Let me know what you learned. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye now.